Hi guys, so I tried to record this video 2 or 3 times already, so hopefully this time goes well. So today I'm going to talk about 8 tips to start your spiritual journey. I have a few friends and people I've come across who kind of see the lifestyle that I'm transitioning into now, and they have questions, how do I get started? What do I read? Where do I go? So I kind of just came up with 8 tips that I know help me out and kind of have helped my friends out as well. So the first one. Number 1, question everything. So when you're starting on your spiritual journey, you have to open up your heart and your mind to literally every possibility that there is. And there are endless possibilities in this world. You have to be ready to question them, be open and accepting of everything and anything that could happen. You have to question, why am I here? Why is society so chaotic? Why does nothing in my life seem to go right? All paths are going to lead back to yourself in the end. It all starts with us inside. So learn to question everything. Learn to examine everything. Learn to be aware of everything. Tip number 2, and I'm sorry, I'm reading off a piece of paper if I keep looking down. Try something new. Try a yoga class. I know it kind of seems intimidating when you see these yogis on Instagram doing crazy poses and you're like, I can't do that. It's not about that. It is about accepting your own mind and your own body and feeling beautiful just as you are, whether you're male, female, old, young, it does not matter. And if you cannot afford a yoga class, you can get on YouTube. If you can get on YouTube and watch me talk, then you can get on YouTube and watch a little 5-minute video on a couple of yoga poses. And it's actually fun. And trust me, in the end, your body and your mind will love you for it. You could also try a new restaurant or a recipe, specifically maybe a vegan or a vegetarian one. I know people are not used to vegan or vegetarian lifestyle around me, and they're like, y'all eat twigs and berries. No, I went to DC for my birthday last month, and there were so many more options, out there than there are in the area that I live now. There was a vegan soul food restaurant, a black vegan soul food restaurant that had vegan macaroni and cheese and fried chicken. It was amazing. Vegans can tear some shit up. They can make anything. So try something new or make something new. It'll just open up your mind a little bit to more possibilities out there. Or you can read a book. Just read a book. Look at a YouTube video. Just look at something that you've never seen before. It'll catch your interest and it may lead you to another road of something else you're interested in. So my tip number 3, become familiar with ancient history. Guys, our elders knew what they were talking about. They knew what they were doing when I say our elders, I mean the ancients. I mean ancient Egyptians, ancient Kemet. They all knew what they were talking about. They were about self-healing, about healing from the inside, not going to these pharmaceutical companies, not going to Burger King, not going to a toxic relationship. They knew how to heal themselves. So when you're doing that, you need to know the history of which they came from and how we can apply it to our everyday lives now, because we already have that knowledge running through our DNA. You just have to be willing to go out there and find it and access it. So number 4, know that you are not alone. The spiritual journey can seem like a lonely one. When you start becoming interested in things that everybody else isn't talking about, it can make you feel like the weirdo in the group, like no one understands you. But trust me, we live in the digital age. There is someone out there that is like you. There is. We live in a world of, how many people are there? Like 4 billion? Number's probably wrong, but there are plenty of people out there, and somewhere out there someone is interested in what you're interested in. You just have to be willing to let go and go out there and find them. It seems lonely, but trust me, when you start, your vibe attracts your tribe. When you start surrounding yourself with like-minded people, the world does not seem so small anymore. So number 5 kind of leads me back to my number 2 and my number 3. Research, research, research. Do your research on everything. Research on why you're eating the foods you're eating. You'll see that it leads back to all different kinds of paths. Your food affects your mental health. It affects your spiritual health. Most importantly, it affects your pockets. Watch the price difference between when you're buying a bunch of meat and when you're buying vegetables. And people try to complain and say, oh, that's more expensive. Watch how that shit affects you. It really does. Like, you don't pay attention to it and you're like, I'll be okay. I'm gonna keep eating my meat. I'm gonna die anyway. But why not live the best life possible for the time that you have? Why not do that? You say you're gonna be happy eating meat and doing what you want, eating what you want, and you can do that. But if you're going to do it, at least have a reason as to why you're doing it and know how it affects you overall. Number 6, do not give up. This spiritual journey is not a competition. It's not a race. I will admit that being a new YouTuber and seeing other YouTubers and Instagrammers who seem to have been on this journey for quite some time now can be very intimidating. You look at them and they seem to know everything, and I just feel like a little lost duck, like I don't know what's going on. But you may be able to offer up some information that they don't know, or they can teach you something new. Don't let anyone intimidate you out of your journey or make you feel like you have to stop because you don't know everything. This journey is all about learning. It's all about learning, and all you're going to do is gain more and more information, more and more insight, and then you're going to be able to give that information to someone else. So do not give up. It's not a competition. It's not a race. We're all trying to get to the same place. Number 7, surround yourself with like-minded people. So when I say that, your vibe attracts your tribe. It truly does. When you start to grow and change and research different topics and just become a different person, you notice that the people you used to hang around, they're not really around anymore, or you don't really have much in common with them, so there's nothing to talk about. So you want to start to surround yourself with more like-minded people, because it's only going to increase your frequency vibe, and it's going to allow you to connect with other people better. It's going to allow you to want to communicate, and you open up that throat chakra and just learn more and not be afraid to say what's on your mind. Also, you don't necessarily have to have friends that are spiritual. You can have friends who are on a path to just better themselves in general. I have friends who are not necessarily spiritual, but they're on a path to better themselves, like financially. For example, I'm an artist and I don't like dealing in money. I don't like dealing in finances. I mean, I want money, but I don't like dealing and making bank accounts and spreadsheets and all that. I'm like, leave that for somebody else. But I have a friend who is interested in spirituality, so we're going to be exchanging ideas so they can see how they can help me out, and I can see how I can help them out for branding, and then they can help me with the finance side. It all is going to work out. Find people that are going to push you to do better and be better and learn more. Number 8, trust your intuition. Your first voice is the best voice, and it's the right voice. If you're in a car and you're driving you lost your GPS, let's say you lost it, and you make a left turn, but the turn was wrong, you're like, oh shit, I'm lost. Know that no matter what, you are always going to end up exactly where you're supposed to be. Even if you get lost, even if you stumble along the way, even if you make mistakes, you are where you're supposed to be. Divine timing is everything. So never be afraid to get lost. Always trust your intuition and your first voice. Listen to yourself. It's your mind. It's your body. Why would you listen to anyone else? And that's not saying not to take advice from other people, but your intuition is what is most important. You have to listen to yourself. You have to trust yourself, and you have to know that you would never steer you wrong. So those were my 8 tips for starting a spiritual journey. I cannot talk today. I hope that this helped someone. I hope that if you have any questions, you can always hit me up and we can learn something together. So I will talk to you guys later. Bye.